Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Divine honors to the elect apostles, bishops, elders, that great millstone of Ruel. Shalom to elect Akia, there doing this work of sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory, in season, out of season. All right, so Abaratazar, Father willing. I just want to bring out some precepts, okay? It's going into the Israelites, okay, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're scattered abroad through the four corners of the earth. That's, scattered abroad because Yahweh scattered us, the nation of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, through the four corners of the earth, okay, because we broke his law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, we were kicked out of the land. Okay, let me see if I can go to one right quick. If I can go to... let me see. All right. 2 Kings 17. Okay. Okay. Samaria. Okay, I'll start at 2 Kings 17 and I'll start at 5. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria, which is in Israel, and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria. So in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria. So, right there shows you that Israelites, okay, were being taken to other lands, okay, into captivity, okay, all right, but there's a reason why, okay, but I just wanted to read that, okay, the Israelites were taken to the land of Assyria, all right. It says, let me see, okay, it says, and placed them in Halah and in Habor by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes. Okay, for so it was that the children of Israel, okay, which is you Latinos and Native Americans, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, had sinned against Yahweh, their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. So it says, for so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against Yahweh by breaking his law, statutes, and commandments, their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, brought us out of the land of Egypt, out of captivity from the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptian empire. Okay. From under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. So, Israel were going off, man. All right. They were fearing the other gods of the other nations. Okay. And walked in the statutes of the heathen. Yeah. So, Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, I believe is going into the Northern Kingdom. Okay. Which is you Latinos and Native Americans. Okay. You were praising other gods, man. You feared the other gods, but you didn't fear Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, that brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Okay. Because those what do you call them? Black consciousness, polite, Sarnetta, I was about to call them that. Shaka Atmos and all these dudes. They don't understand that the Northern Kingdom, Latinos and Native Americans, well, hell, they didn't even understand that the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was in the land of Egypt as slaves, man. Let alone the Northern Kingdom, which is you Latinos and Native Americans, you were slaves in Egypt too, under Pharaoh, okay? The whole 12 tribes was in Egypt, okay? All right? It says, it says, for so it was, this is 7th verse, for so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against Yahweh, their power, which he brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods and walked in the statutes of the heathen, from whom Yahweh, the Lord, cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. You see? So here it is. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, got Israel out of the land of Egypt. And then Israelites, so-called Latinos and Native Americans, went and started serving the gods that the Lord brought them out of the land of, man. Okay? All right? So is, the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, man. Okay? All right? So it says, and the children of Israel did secretly these things that were not right against Yahweh, their power, the Lord, their power. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. You see? So this is what the Northern Kingdom was doing. And they set them up images in groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke Yahweh to anger. For they served idols, whereof Yahweh had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yet by the prophets, of course, because that's how Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, speaks to his prophets. Yet Yahweh testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets, see the prophets, and by all the seers, which are the prophets, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in Yahweh their power. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant, which he made. Covenant means agreement that Yahweh made with the nation of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? That he made with their fathers, and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord Yahweh had charged them that they should not do like them. See, we're not supposed to be like the heathens, man. Because the Lord made a covenant with us to be his holy chosen people. All right? Okay? We're not supposed to serve the idols and the idols and gods and goddesses of all the other heathen nations. Okay? It says, and they left all the commandments of Yahweh, their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove and worshipped all the hosts of heaven and served Baal. Yeah, so you can read, they did a lot of wicked things, man. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of Yahweh to provoke him to anger. Therefore, Yahweh was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. So, Northern Kingdom, which is you Latinos and Native Americans, man, you were doing all that wickedness, man. You know, so the Most High Yahweh, you know, removed the Northern Kingdom out of his sight. Okay, all right. I believe that means he kicked them out of the land of Israel. Okay. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of Yahweh their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel which they made. And Yahweh rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight, meaning until he had cast them out of the land. Okay. All right. So he cast them out of the land. So Israel was scattered, man. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. All right. We can go back. So we can go back. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to James, James 1:1, the Apostle James. Okay, 1:1. That's why you have Israelites all over the whole entire earth. Okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans all over the entire earth, man. You know, and some of them are going to be delivered because some of them are the elect, which according to the Bible, the main deliverance is going to be here in North America. Okay, all right, but and they don't necessarily look like all of them don't necessarily look like so-called Latinos and Native Americans. Hell, man, they look like whatever nation they were scattered amongst. Some of them look like Hamites. Some of them look like Moabites, so-called Chinese, Japanese, Arabs, Syrians, Assyrians, and so forth. Okay, so they may not look like your Israelite, man, your so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, but Israel was scattered. Okay, and the men slept with the women of the heathen nations. Okay, that's been going on for a long time. Okay, so let me go to James 1:1. It's precepts about the Israelites being scattered for in the four corners of the earth. Uh, James, the first chapter, first verse. Okay, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Okay, see, so the 12 tribes. He didn't say just the tribe of Judah. Okay, he didn't just say the tribe of Benjamin. He didn't say just the tribe of Levi. He said the 12 tribes. He said Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, it says, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So the 12 tribes are scattered. Okay, there's Israelites all over the earth, man. All right, you are who your father is. So if the Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man goes to another nation, a heathen nation, let's say he goes to China and he sleeps with Moabite women, which are the so-called Chinese. That doesn't make him a Moabite, a Chinese, so-called Chinese? No, that makes him an Israelite because you are who your father is. Okay? Not who your mother is, you are who your father is. Okay? All right, so let me go to this one more scripture. Was it First Corinthians 11? What was it? What was it? Let me see. I think it was 11, 52. No, it wasn't First Corinthians 11. Let me see.